Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Every day we're getting a little closer to the launch of Season 5 here in Modern Warfare and Warzone, and in turn, it seems like almost every day we're learning more and more about the season as well, from the timing of everything to what kind of updates we can expect. And today is no different, as we got yet another new teaser for the season, and this is probably the biggest teaser yet in terms of actual content, because we ended up getting another new trailer for Season 5 that shows off a new faction coming, as well as a few other surprises too. So today, you guys already know, we're breaking it down and going into detail on what else we can expect with Season 5. So if you enjoy the video at any point, let me know by dropping a like on it. And of course, if you're new to the channel, this is the place to be if you want to stay up to date with the latest Call of Duty news, intel, updates, leaks, and all things of that nature. So feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on. So, like I said, we actually got a brand new trailer for Season 5, showcasing the Shadow Company as like the main theme of it, and I'll play it out for you guys now, and then we'll break it all down.
We are soldiers, each our own force. Join the Armistice. Join the Armistice Alliance. Stand up for your brothers.
He was right until that treaty collapsed and chaos set in. Now we got friends on the ground who need professionals to get the job done right. Shadow Company has actionable intel and the best warfighters money can buy. So I ask you, who do you want to be? And who do you want on your team? Join us.
So obviously this starts as like a basic Armistice trailer, and then it gets interrupted by the Shadow Company, or more specifically, Marcus Ortega, aka Lerch. But as this trailer plays out, there's actually a lot to take note of. So for instance, we end up seeing what appears to be either Warzone Rumble or some other kind of large team mode showcased in the background during the first part. Then we also see various areas of interest targeted, specifically the stadium and also the train station, both of which we know will have some pretty significant changes in Season 5, thanks to the previous teasers that we've seen over the past couple of days. And then at the very end, we actually get to see two of the new operators for the season, known as Marcus Ortega, who stands in the middle, then also Velikan, I think that's how it's pronounced, and he's standing on the right side of the plane. Now, what's also pretty curious is that the thumbnail for the trailer on YouTube actually shows characters fighting at the airport area over by the parking garage. However, there is a flag placed on the ground floor area of it, and obviously that is not a thing for Warzone, which to me indicates that the airport is going to be a brand new multiplayer map for Season 5, either for Ground War, which is what my guess would be, or potentially for standard 6v6 or even 10v10, since presumably that is domination that's being played in the thumbnail there. Also, there was a blog post detailing a little more info about the Shadow Company, and this actually explains that Marcus Ortega, Velikan, however you say his name, and also Rose are currently the three operators for the Shadow Company faction, which adds even more to the storyline as well, as that means Rose was actually working undercover. So this teaser definitely gave us a lot of new confirmations for Season 5. Now, outside of the things that we've seen from the teasers themselves, there are a few other things that we can expect in Season 5, simply based off info that is either leaked in the past or info that's come directly from Call of Duty. So when it comes to the actual seasons, initially we only had 5 seasons leaked for the game. Way back when the game first launched, we ended up seeing a leak that showed off all the different officer challenge emblems that you could get for seasons 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and also 5. Side note, the Season 5 emblems actually look really cool. I'll definitely be grinding those out next season, but that was all that we had leaked. And thus, we all assumed that we would only have 5 seasons for the year, and then anything after that was basically just a guessing game. However, recently, apparently there were some new files added in that reference Season 6, but it's nothing like having all these seasonal emblems or anything like that. So honestly, we're still not sure if that's going to be like an actual official season, or if that's just going to be a filler quote-unquote season that'll take place as we move into Call of Duty 2020. I mean, looking back at Black Ops 4, we didn't get any new operations or seasons there after Modern Warfare released. So it's still pretty hard to tell if this supposed Season 6 is really going to be a whole new season, or more of just a filler or a placeholder. But regardless, Season 5 should be lasting until the end of September at the earliest, and as we gain any new info about the future of Modern Warfare and Warzone in general, I'll be sure to keep you guys updated. Then another thing I see a ton of people asking about in the comments is, where is the Mara Kawaii Cat and Minotaur Ragnarok bundles, as they were actually leaked during Season 4 and said to be Season 4 bundles, but lo and behold, we don't have any major shop refreshes coming before Season 5, and thus, they're not going to be a part of Season 4. Now, keep in mind, they are still going to be store bundles. They won't just appear in the Battle Pass now because they didn't release in Season 4. But as to when exactly the Kawaii Cat and Ragnarok bundles will show up, that's kind of just a guessing game as of now, since they don't really preview any store items unless it's like the day before in the This Week in Call of Duty blog posts. Now, there's also a handful of things I wanted to bring up regarding Warzone specifically, because there's actually quite a bit of Season 5 related stuff that sort of piques my interest, I guess you could say. So, first and foremost here, the live event. We know that Warzone was going to have or is going to have a live event pretty much ever since it released, right? Taylor Kirasaki from Infinity Ward has mentioned it in multiple interviews at this point, saying that there will be events, maybe not exactly like Fortnite, but to an extent where they'll tie into the storyline and to the world that we've seen evolve so far. However, what's confusing here is the fact that there has not been any clarification whatsoever as to how this event is going to happen. You know, whether it's going to be something we can see directly in the game, kind of like how Fortnite does it, where you can join a lobby and witness it happen right before you, or if it's going to be more along the lines of a seasonal intro and just be depicted via a cinematic. Now, personally, I would love to see an actual live in-game event. Obviously, that's not something we've ever seen in Call of Duty before. I'd love to be able to watch it happen live and instantly see the changes that come from it, compared to simply watching a little trailer or a cinematic that shows what happens. But also, I'm really curious to see what you guys have to say about this too. Whenever we do get this Warzone event, do you want it to be something we can watch in-game, or would you rather it be a cinematic trailer? Let me know in the comments below. Anyways, I do also want to talk about the map changes, because what we know so far is interesting, but at the same time, is it actually enough? As we've talked about throughout all the various teasers and the leaks that we've seen so far, we can confirm a train is going to be coming to the map, and the stadium is going to change in some pretty drastic ways, most likely allowing us to get in through the roof and also through the doors along the outside of it too. But when it comes to map changes, that's pretty much it. That's all we know is coming. Now, we can assume the bunkers are probably going to open back up as well. We'll most likely see the return of the red access cards if I had to guess, and maybe the second doors inside of the bunkers will become accessible too. But even then, that's still not a ton of big changes to the map that hasn't really changed since the game released. All we've seen is the addition of some new train tracks and the bunkers. And even when you look back at Blackout, that map was constantly getting new points of interest and seasonal changes. So I would really hope that Season 5 may bring some other surprises outside of what we know about it so far, just to sort of mix things up a bit. Because honestly, I won't lie, the map in its current state is getting a little monotonous in my opinion, but I think that could change a lot if we got some more significant changes. So ideally, either at the launch of Season 5 or shortly thereafter, maybe even in the mid-season update, those changes could come to fruition. Also, talking about the stadium specifically here for a moment, if it is going to open up like we expect it to, how is that going to affect gameplay in the area around it and even within it? Like, how is that going to affect the flow of the game? You know, the way I look at it, if we can't actually go into any of those side doors on the stadium, that is a lot of playable room for just one area on the map. Plus, if we can also go through the roof and get onto the field and maybe even into the stands, that's even more playable room for just one area on the map. And when you go outside the stadium, I mean, that thing is huge. That's a lot of area inside that potentially we're going to be able to play through. Like, imagine a zone that finishes inside of the stadium. If there are multiple levels to it and there's also that whole entire area inside of it that you can just run around, that's going to be a pretty rough ending zone. So I guess I'm kind of curious yet also concerned for those changes, and hopefully it's not too much of an update to just one area if that makes any sense. You know, hopefully the interior of the stadium isn't too overwhelming and it doesn't make for awkward engagements whenever you're around it. Anyways, with all of that being said, that is effectively what we now know about Season 5 according to all the various teasers that we've seen so far, alongside some of what else to expect as well. And that is going to wrap things up for today. If you guys enjoyed the video, let me know by dropping a like on it. And of course, if you're new here and you want to stay up to date with the latest Call of Duty news, intel, updates, leaks, and pretty much everything in between, feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on. That way you'll always know whenever I upload a new video. As always, if you want to check out any of my partners, be sure to use code IMMORTAL on all Scuff, G Fuel, Control Freak, and Respawn products. All of those links can be found down in the description below, and once again, thanks so much for tuning in. Until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.